Yeah.
Hi everyone. The music cut out, so I guess that's my cue to start speaking. Hi everyone, my name is Morgan. I'm one of the All of Us organizers. I'm actually one of the Albany organizers, so it means a lot to me that you guys came out to support this. Because it is important that we get funding for our children. It's important that in the middle of a pandemic, we cannot be cutting funding. I don't understand you're going to cut funding so people have to look for jobs in the middle of a pandemic. These kids need these teachers. They need these teachers more than ever right now. There are so many different reasons why we need, between the mental health that goes into dealing with a pandemic for adults, our children are going through that as well. So how are we going to cut funding when our children's mental health is at risk?
That's right, that's right.
Sorry guys, that run took it out of me.
I know, let them know you just did the 5K.
That 5K.
Yes.
That was a whole
And we got more people coming back right now.
More people coming back.
Yes.
Let's talk about the fact that cutting that funding not only hurts our kids, but it hurts our community. Okay? That means the programs, after school programs, reading programs, math programs, all these different programs are being cut because we don't have the people there to help our children. And I don't understand. Last time I checked, the children are our future. So why do you want to hurt our future? I don't understand. So where's our funding? All right, you did it for September. That means you can do it for the rest of the year. The rest of the school year. So that means we're going into 2021. Okay, I'm not. So maybe you have to come back out here in January. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it. No, I'll do a 5K in the snow. We can do it. I got snow boots. I got a jacket. If y'all are with me, I'll do it, okay?
Yes.
Because we need our funding.
Now. We're just going to keep blocking traffic because we're like that. No, I'm just saying. We're going to let them go. Go ahead. Go ahead. We're going to let them through.
All right. I just want to say again, thank you guys for coming out because like these cars are probably annoyed with me taking up space.
Guys, girls.
Danielle, watch your back.
Watch out.
Danielle.
Our voices to be heard. Because we are collectively, as community, is unity, and as long as the community keeps coming out, we're going to keep coming out, and we're going to keep talking about the things that are important. Our kids are important. Our country is important. These schools are important. You mean to tell me I'm going to 200 jobs in Albany? For what? For what? When our kids need those teachers. Need those teachers' aides. Need those custodians. When I went to school, if I didn't see my favorite custodian that day, it was a bad day. Okay? They don't know how much the people in that building mean to your kids. The lunch ladies, they matter. The custodians, they matter. The teachers, they matter. The teachers' aides, they matter. All these jobs matter. There is no small job in a school because every person in school impacts a child's life.
That's right.
Positive force.
That's right.
You said what you said.
I said what I said.
You said what you said.
I'll just keep talking. Does anybody want to talk about their experiences in school and who's important? Someone that impacted them in their schooling? Because I could talk about it. Okay, fun fact. I have dyscalculia and dyslexia, all right? And in middle school, the class that, I failed it. But the class that I failed, I had a teacher, her name was Miss Noyes, all right? She made sure that I was passing every other class. I could come there for whatever I needed. She knew, she's like, the math, honey, you're gonna get it someday. Maybe not today. But she made sure that she had my back. She advocated for me. There are people advocating for our kids that are losing their jobs. All these advocates, okay?
Got it.
So Cuomo, are you gonna fund us for the rest of the school year?
Yes.
For the next school year?
Yes.
Are you gonna fund us for the year after that? Because I got nothing but time, baby. I got nothing but time. Woo, right? I will be out.
Would anyone like to speak? Students, parents, teachers.
Any kids want to talk about why their school is important? Why their favorite teacher, their favorite person is important? Guys, give it up for her!
I'm like, Tom, can you?
Woo!
I'm a senior right now, so I'm applying for colleges. It's about that time of year. My guidance counselor got cut. He was one of the most influential people to me in school. He had hundreds of students, but he remembered my name from the very first time we met. He said hi to me whenever he saw me. He was so meaningful to me. And he's even more meaningful to me now, or was, because he was supposed to be helping me through this process, through this big part of my life. But now I don't have anyone. I don't have my replacement in yet. Who's helping me right now?
That's right.
No one's helping me. And I just want to say that these people mean something to everyone. Every teacher, every counselor, every home monitor, the smallest person that you say in school has such a big role in everyone's life, whether they know that or not. And to cut that is to take away from every single student.
That's right.
Thank you.
Michaela.
Her guidance counselor's name was Mr. Barassi. Give it up for Mr. Barassi!
You hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
You got anyone else wants to speak about some experience with us?
I'll move my car.
Custodians, guidance counselors, teachers' aides, mental health counselors.
Here, I need you to get over away from
Hey, nurses, how are we gonna get through? I mean, I spent a lot of time in the nurse field. Okay, when I was a kid, I'm gonna keep talking about myself because I guess I'm supposed to do it today. When I was a kid, I was morbidly obese. Okay, so I mean that's a bullying factor. Okay, so whenever I didn't want to deal with that, I would go to the nurse. That's one person that was there and was like, baby, you can eat lunch right here. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna mess with you here. The nurses matter. Okay, the nurses matter for more than getting band-aids. Okay, they are here for our children. You want to talk to me?
if you want to switch. Okay.
All right. Me and Michaela, you know, she wants to get loud.
Okay.
Get excited.
I hate
Hey everybody! Are we excited for justice? Are we excited for funding? Are we going to keep the pressure on? Are we going to tell Cuomo that our kids deserve better? Are we going to tell him to invest in communities, in the police, incarceration, and other words that I can't say in front of these kids?
Hey!
This is speak to my personal experience in Schenectady School District. I graduated in 2017. My birthday's coming up. My birthday's coming up on November 3rd.
Girl, man.
But
Yo,
I
mine before
graduated when
yours.
I was 18. And I don't know how many of you are 18 or about to be 18 or have been 18 before, but it is a very confusing time. It is a very confusing time in one's life. And if I had not had these resources, the few that I did have at Schenectady High at the time, I don't know where I would be. I don't know who I would be. I can't imagine what my life would look like if I had not been through the Schenectady School District, but I don't know what my life would be like if we, I don't know, fully funded black and brown schools. I don't know what my life would look like if I had everything that I deserve. I don't know what kids' lives would look like if they had everything that they deserve. Just to speak to Morgan's point about the nurse, when I came out, the only gender-neutral bathroom I could find was the nurse's office. And they were kind to me, they protected me, they didn't let people call me out or, hurt me for being a little bit different. There were resources in place for me, not enough, but there were resources there for me. Taking any more of these already dwindling resources away from people who invest their time and their lives into investing in our children sounds evil to me. I don't know about you, but Governor Cuomo sounds like a supervillain. And I don't care how much space and time we have to take up to say that these are our children and we fight for them first. These are our children, we fight for them first. and protecting our kids and investing in our kids are protected by our state. Yeah. Because we already deal with those state-based violence.
Watch your back, baby.
This is one of the richest states in the entire United States of America. And we can't, I don't know, fund schools for a year? You can't guarantee that you can fund our schools for 1 year. 1 year! You can't, it's honestly pathetic that you can't guarantee it completely.
Thank you.
We live in one of the richest states. We have $18 billion on reserve. We have options. Cuomo has options. We're looking at one of them right across the street. We could defund the police. We
Those
should
guys.
stop allowing our oppressors and the people who are in power to funnel all of our money into things that don't even prevent crime, that police crime, that go into our communities and harm people, when we already know how to protect each other, when we should be funneling this money into, I don't know, counselors, therapists, resources, mental health aid, people who can deal with domestic violence, people who aren't going to do no knock warrants.
That's right.
Black women. We could be doing a lot of other things right now, like, I don't know, taxing the rich.
Yes.
Taking our money back from the people who shouldn't even have a monopoly on the wealth in this state or in this nation, but we're not doing that, Cuomo. So do you not care about our kids? Do you not care about the people who are struggling because of COVID-19? Do you not care about the people who are struggling because of the way bigger public safety issue, racism?
Yeah.
Do you not care about what white supremacy is doing to the people of your state? Do you not care about us? Because I
Trick
care
question,
about us.
no, he doesn't.
And we keep us safe. And we push our kids to do great things. All of these children out here are great things. Every child out
Painting
here
nails.
is literally the physical embodiment of what our future is going to look like. And my future is not going to look like 5 to 10 white men with all the money sitting around and killing us. That's not what my future is going to look like. That's not what their futures are going to look like. And I'm here to ensure that with my community. My community from across New York State. A bunch of different school districts, a bunch of different kinds of people, all uniting for one thing. So what are you going to do? What's your next move? Cuomo, that's what we're here to ask you today. Because if I had not been through Schenectady School District, I would not be here today. But I still cannot get jiggy with the idea that every single person who provided me a resource and helped me stay safe and fed me and took care of me when I was in school was breaking their back. We shouldn't have to break our backs to survive. We shouldn't have to survive in the richest nation in the world. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to watch hashtag after hashtag. We shouldn't have to see police get away with no convictions and you not do anything. We shouldn't have to see our schools come into question every year. Funding every year for our kids. What are you putting off and what are you hiding? Who's funneling your pockets that you can't take back out of theirs?
Yep. Said what you
Who's paying
said.
you to defund our kids?
That's right.
Who's paying you to kill our children?
That's right.
Because you have blood on your hands, Cuomo. And you have futures in your hands, Cuomo. And I'm right here. We're right here. The future is right here. And the future is now. And we don't intend to go anywhere until you fund our schools. Until you invest in our community. Until Black Lives Matter. Until justice and equity and liberation and freedom are not in question every 12 days. That's what we're here to do. So what is your next move? Because you have 3 days. You have 3 days, Cuomo, until you tell us what you're going to do. Are you going to listen to the people? Are you going to listen to people who show up time and time again to tell you this is what the people of of your militarized police force? Who are you here to serve, Cuomo? Because make no mistake, you work for us. Make no mistake, we put you where you are and you wouldn't be anything without us. So don't forget where you came from, baby. Make no mistake that my black lives matter. And make no mistake that I will fight like hell for my kids. For the kids of New York State, for the kids everywhere, for Breonna Taylor, for everyone. So you need to put pressure. You need to put pressure on everything that is putting pressure on us.
We got more people coming back.
More people coming back.
I can't yell. Yell louder, because I can't yell. Welcome back.
All right. Yes.
Real quick, because there's connectivity, folks.
Okay.
So y'all might not know what I know. Connectivity in the house! But the people coming back are families, community members that are here for education. Did a 5K, walk, jog, run to fund our schools.
That's okay.
People are putting their bodies on the line. They are using literally their bodies to show how important it is to fund our schools. Cuomo, when's the last time you did some physical anything for schools? I think we saw something where like you had piercings. It was awkward. It was awkward. And some about you working out and being healthy. These are people exercising for education. What the hell have you done for education? When's the last time you did something for our children? When's the last time you did something for teachers?
That part.
For paraprofessionals? For nurses? For janitors?
Say that.
I got a question. Is there anybody out here that happens to be in a union? Raise your hand. We got some union workers out here. There are people that are in unions. Cuomo, you say you support unions. They're out here right now. They're out here right now. You support unions. There are union workers out here right now. There are union workers that you put out of work. There are union workers you put out of work. See, next time Cuomo's out there screaming and yelling, I support unions. I'm here for union justice. I'm here for workers' rights. He's the man that got those jobs cut. There was no reason, none for him to say, I'm going to cut some money from schools and I'm going to scare the shit out of them so they cut jobs. He did that. He used fear and intimidation and bullying. So the school districts were sitting there going, well, if I don't cut the job now and the money doesn't come and the check bounces, I'm in a whole lot of trouble. Cuomo could have handled that. From the beginning. We got more power there. From all school districts, all geographic locations, all gender, all sexual identity, all age groups. I said all age groups. I'm going to be 46 on Tuesday.
Yes. Libra gang.
There are children here. I saw a baby. There's this beautiful baby over there that I don't think is one yet, right? That baby. No, that baby's not even one yet. And we've got school-age children here from elementary school all the way up to high school. We got teachers and support staff. We got parents, right? We got parents. We got grandparents. I don't ever want to piss off anybody's grandparents. You know why? They got nothing to lose.
our communities and our children. That they're gonna wash it away. We got a couple more people coming in from our wall.
Yes. Remember when I was like, I just thought of something good to say. Trying to keep it. She was like, I was like, wait, it's gonna go away. It's gonna go.
It is about all of us. These shirts are not just fun things to wear that are really cool to look at. They are cool to look at. But it is all of us. Black and brown people, indigenous people, queer people, young people, old people, people who say we're never getting old. Even when we feel it.
Feel you.
People from all across the greater capital district, from rural country, in areas, from inner cities, from suburban areas. We all are united behind justice. Right? We're not going to continue to divide us. We will not let them divide us and tell us, well, you know, if I give Albany the money, I can't give it to Schenectady. Oh, well, then I can't give it to Waterville. Also, I got to give it to Saratoga. I can't give it to you. No. They're going to give it to all of us. We have enough. Michaela said it, and it's a fact. We are in one of the richest states in the nation, in the richest nation in the world. There's no lack of resources. It's a lack of priorities. We say the same thing time again because people need to hear it. They need to understand it. They need to know it. And they need to tell other people. What y'all hearing here today, go and tell somebody else. Share it with the people in your neighborhoods. Share it with your colleagues at work. Talk to your family members. Make sure they understand what is happening. That there is money to fund our schools. And the governor simply chooses not to. And the excuse that he will use is, well, if I give it to education, I can't give it to health. Or I can't give it to health care.
That ain't right.
But I will fund the police department. He ain't never said he was going to defund the police. They were never an option. The police department was never an option. Our health care was an option. Our schools were an option. Our housing is an option. Food is an option. He will deny us our basic needs to maintain his seat of power because of the millionaires and billionaires that he funds. He's not funding our schools, he's funding the rich. And he'll keep doing it. He'll keep doing it, you know why? Because we let him. We let him. If we don't call him out, and I'm not about call-out culture. I'm not about calling people out. I want to call people in. Come in, let me explain to you why this is a problem. Come here, let me explain to you what's going on. Let's talk one-on-one. That's what we should do with each other. When you see something like, hey, listen, I feel like what you said was really problematic. Not you, it happened to be in my line of sight. That's a great shirt. But like, I'm sorry, if you're posting on Facebook, really, you know, you and I talk about it as an individual. I call you out because that divides us. But I've been in the room. They don't want to talk to us. They're not trying to hear us. I've sat at the table with local officials in Albany, Schenectady, and Troy, with state officials from Albany, Schenectady, and Troy. And they sit there and they smile and say, I care about our community. I'm here for our constituents. And they don't do shit. Cuomo will take a phone call from somebody with a title. There'll be an executive director from somewhere. And he'll take a phone call and say, what's going on? And he still won't do not together, Albany, if we're not together, Schenectady, if we're not together, Troy, Waterville, Rensselaer, East Greenbush, Clifton Park, Saratoga, Goshen, Niskuna, a whole bunch of other places I don't even know the name of. If we're not together, they will keep dividing us and denying somebody their right to justice, freedom, and liberation. And I don't know about any of you, but I'm not willing to find liberation for myself by denying it to someone else. I'm not willing to have freedom if it means that somebody else is in a cage. I am not willing for my children to have funding for their schools if it means we're denying somebody else's family the same opportunity. I will not sacrifice my brothers, my sisters, my siblings, my non-binary family members just so some of us can have justice. We need all of us to have justice. We need a world where that baby sees pictures of themselves and says, my family told me I was there. But I can't imagine a world where our schools aren't fully funded because it's all I've ever known. We need for this to be history. We need for this to be revolutionary. We need for this to be a moment that builds into a movement. Because we're not there yet, y'all. We're not there yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. A couple of people over here, hopefully if y'all taking notes, because you might want to be ready for some shit. You might want to talk to your colleagues and say, listen, there were people outside talking about they want justice, they want freedom, they want liberation, that they don't feel safe when we're around, that they feel more endangered by our presence than they feel safe. You might want to talk to your colleagues and say, if you're really here about helping the community, that you want to protect and serve the community, then maybe go become a social worker, or a guidance counselor, or a rape crisis counselor, or a domestic violence counselor. Go find a job that actually supports the community.
Bitch. Say something. Got a good one.
Because we're going to be direct in our statements. We need more teachers. We need more paraprofessionals. We need more nurses. And for real, we need more janitors. We need more janitors.
All of that.
I wish Scott was here right now, and I hope that Scott is not upset that I'm about to share this. I apologize in advance, Scott. I love you. There was a survey. I'm gonna stop. I want to hear somebody else's voice. There was a survey that Schenectady School District did to ask parents and teachers, what do you need to feel safe to go back inside our buildings? What are your priorities for the school district? What do you feel has to be there? And what could you live without? Or, it's kind of not high on the list. Asking us to prioritize the safety and education of our children, the safety and support of our teachers and staff. And I had a conversation with Scott, who, I don't know if he still has a job or not, was a janitor. And he said, Jamaica, there is no possible way for the amount of janitorial staff that we have right now, before the cut, to clean the schools in the way that is needed, that I'm a janitor. Nah, he was like, yeah, I'm in the schools. I clean the schools. He was proud to be able to support our students and our staff that way. And he said, we can't keep our families safe with the staff we have now. And then there were cuts.
30 more jobs.
And then we had less. But we still have COVID. The blood is off his hands.
Yeah.
Every new case that comes out of schools or with our teachers or any place else was preventable because there are enough resources in this state to offer that type of medical safety and security
Oh, you was with me.
that allows children
I was gonna say you were with
and
me.
teachers
If she asked
and
that,
staff and
What?
families
if somebody from the community.
Oh yeah,
to
it's
be
been. I
healthy.
mean, I got like two things I want to say before I lose them, and then I can pass it on.
But instead of prioritizing
Yeah, and I'll do that. Yeah,
the safety
do.
of our students, of our staff, our teachers, our janitors, our nurses, he prioritized capitalism. Cuomo prioritized capitalism. He prioritized profits over people. Take everything with you today. Hear more voices talk about what this means for them. And talk to more people. Because we need to hear each other's voices. We need to know each other's stories. He needs to know our humanity. I'm done.
I got one more. I got one final thing.
I didn't even see that. I was talking.
After this, can I go to a bar
So how many teachers do we
in
have?
Albany?
Teachers.
Yes.
All right, I got
yes.
a question.
That's a yes?
I'm becoming a
Yes or yes?
teacher. I have friends who are teachers. I have a question. Or if you guys can just raise your hand. How many of you have spent $50 on your classroom of your own money? All right.
Up, down there.
All right.
Yep.
How many of you have spent $100 of your own money?
Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up.
You have spent $150 of your own money.
Yep. Just keep your hands up.
How many of you have spent $200 of your own money? Okay, so you guys, everyone around you kind of gets my point. Like you're spending money out of your own pocket for your classroom. All right. So in my grade, okay, we are going to get this funding. Stay with me. We are going to get the funding. We are going to get the funding. And so, I know most of you here have kids, because that's why you're here. You guys know the book, You Give a Mouse a Cookie? Okay?
I don't know the book.
So I am that mouse, because we're going to get that funding, but I don't think our teachers should have to pay out of their own pockets for their classrooms. Okay? So I want more. I don't just want the funding that we're supposed to have. I want more. Because there's no way that these teachers should have to take money out of their own pockets, their own families, their own savings to fund their classrooms. He is supposed to be funding his own classrooms, all right?
We are at the governor's mansion, 138 Eagle Street in Albany. Yes. Yes.
That came to me. I was like, I got it.
Yeah. Squeeze.
So I'm not gonna try and yell like these folks, but my name is Mari. I'm the executive director of an organization called the Albany Fund for Education, and our mission is to provide opportunities for the students in the Albany Public Schools to learn, grow, and succeed. Learn, grow, and succeed. Our children can't do that when their teachers are cut. When the people that they turn to every day in the halls for a high five are cut. My daughter is right over there. She's in third grader at Delaware Community School here in Albany.
Hey.
And our assistant principal, who every morning stood at the door, gave every single child a high five, said, "How are you doing?" looked who wasn't doing so good, and followed up with them later. Found out what was wrong and tried to fix it. She's gone.
That's not right.
No,
Not
that's
right.
not right.
That's not right.
You know what else isn't right? Our students in grades 7 through 12 are not going to school. They are sitting at home in front of computers if they've got one, and for 6 hours, and their peers in Bethlehem, in Guilderland, in Shen, they're going to school. Now, how do you do a science lab when you can't go to school? We have kids who want to go to school and be doctors and nurses. They want to take AP Bio. How can you do a science lab when you can't be in a school building? How can you do art when you can't be in a school building? We have an amazing music program here in Albany. And how can you learn music when you can't be with your music teacher? And why is it fair? Why is it right that children just 5 miles away from us who happen to live in a wealthier zip code can have those opportunities? No, it's not right. Dan, can you hold up that sign for me? So this is something I keep coming back to. On April 8th, Governor Cuomo was talking about COVID. He said, why do the poorest people always pay the highest price?
Right.
He said, whatever the area, why do the poorest people always pay the highest price?
We know the answer.
Why? Why, Governor Cuomo?
Because of you.
Because of you.
That's right.
You had the opportunity to find a way to spread the pain. I agree 100%. We should find the money. We should find the money that our schools were owed before COVID. How many billions of dollars? How many billions of dollars were our schools owed before COVID?
30 million a year.
30 million a year before COVID.
Yep.
So, but we should not be funding our schools on the backs of the poorest children who happen
That's right.
in this state to be primarily brown and black children.
That's right. That's right.
And I will not forget our rural children as well.
That's right. It's poor
The
children.
poorest people always pay the highest price, Andy, and that's your fault.
Yes, it is. That's right. That's right. Wipes. Wipes. Others?
Please don't be shy.
You got the wipes?
Hold on.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Because we know COVID is real, so we're going to keep wiping off the megaphone.
Thank you.
We're going to stay safe. Vanna, thank you. I'm so rude.
Thank you. Okay, I'm here today. I come with as many of these as I can, but today I was able to get my son Alejandro here. He's a senior at Schenectady High School, and he went to Schenectady High School through the kindergarten. And just a little bit about the people that touched him and where he started and where he is now. He started out with he's been on an IEP since kindergarten, okay? He's on the autistic spectrum, and part of that is he has a hard time fitting in with kids, with peers. Very nice boy, gets along with the teachers and so forth, but it has a very difficult time. So teachers kind of realized that as kids, and somewhere along the line, one of his music teachers, they just go to music class and they have their class and they go away. But one music teacher pulled him aside and say, hey, what other instruments do you play?
what do you do? And he said, well, I'd like to get involved with violin or viola or something of that nature. And he said, well, here's what to do. And that's all he had to do is say, okay, here's where we go. And then next thing you know, he's in the music program. And he's been there ever since. And it's
Yes.
and he's very talented at it. And then down the road later, that's something to be able to socialize in. And then down the road, a little bit later, his phys ed teacher from kindergarten, first grade, grabs him and found him someplace around school in 8th grade, 9th grade, and says, hey, I hear you're a swimmer. I don't know how he heard he's a swimmer, but he found out he's a swimmer. Why don't you come out for our team? And, well, I like to dive. I'd rather dive. Okay, well, come out and dive. And he did that. And he was able to do that, and he was part of the team. And all of those situations that he was in does nothing so much as the schooling. It's not the academic side. It's not the books. But it's what he needed to mix in with people, mix in with other students, mix in with teammates, and be part of the team. And it's because of those two teachers that reached out for no real reason other than they cared about him. They remembered him, they knew him, and he's been able to be there ever since and come just a long way with the socialization and everything else. Another teacher along the way, for whatever reason, they just got in a conversation about he likes to cook. Alejandro's a very good cook. And he likes to cook and seems to like to bake. And the teacher said, well, there's a program, it's SDCC. Why don't you go to that? You just check that out. That'd be something that you might like. And it turns out he did, and he loved it. And the next thing you know, now he's in the culinary program.
Woo! Yes!
So it's just from somebody listening. And if those teachers weren't there, two of these were teachers in special. Those are the ones getting cut. Those are the first ones getting cut. Music, phys ed, who needs that, right? So those were huge. Now, come to COVID, how are you to do culinary when you're not in school? How do you do that? So you really can't. So he's got one class, but just had to do some switching, and so that situation unfortunately is not there. But the fact that 3 teachers just personally reached out and said, "You're worth it. I feel that you are special and you're worthy." Got him a huge bump, a huge boost of confidence, and it's done great ever since. So thanks very much for your time.
Because you are special and you are worthy. You are, yes. Wipes, yes. They're going to wipe it off. Because you are special and you are worthy. For every single class and everything you want to do and every single student. Whatever it is that you just want to do, that you want that opportunity, you should have that opportunity. Squeeze.
Okay.
Slide this way a little bit. This way.
Alright. My name is Sierra, and I actually go to Niskayuna schools, but I didn't always. I used to go to Schenectady, and 2 of my really good friends over there, Emily and Evelyn, when I was in 2nd grade, I moved to Niskayuna, but 2nd grade was a long enough time to make 2 of my best friends.
Yes.
But I just thought it was unfair that almost none of our teachers got cut. We're still having specials and everything. We're actually going, while our neighbors right there, 7th through 12th, isn't even going to school. And my friend Emily told me personally, when she gets older, she wanted to help the homeless. And how is she going to do that if she doesn't get a good enough job to have enough money for them?
Aww.
So, I just...
Walk this way.
So I'm just here to fight for my best friend.
Yes!
No, there's a reason Emily can't go to school for 7 through 12. And Emily can't, and Evelyn, she's actually going to school because she's younger. But she's still, are these specials? No. They're not having specials. And I just wanted to
Okay. Right. Hold on 1 second. He's gonna wipe it off. Any young people that want to speak, your voice will be heard. Absolutely. Because we're not here just to listen to adults. There are lots of adults making really stupid decisions. There are children that are way smarter than some adults I know. Stand over on this side. There you go. Yep.
So I do go to school this year, but so it's not like everyone like at Niskayuna. All these kids at Niskayuna, they get to go to Oneida. They get to get a good education. But what are we doing about these kids in Schenectady? There are plenty of rooms. There are plenty. Kids can go. There are plenty of rooms. There are plenty of funds that these kids can have. But Cuomo won't give it to them. They're going to school. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't the kids at Oneida go? This is not fair for kids in 5th grade like me. We're not getting a good last year. We're not getting the thing we deserve. And it's all because of Mr. Cuomo over here. He doesn't give.
Oh, yeah!
He thinks he does. He really doesn't. Like Sienna says, Emily, she is so kind and she wants to help people. How are we going to do that with Cuomo?
Yes!
How are we going to do that? With Cuomo telling them we can't. Yes, we can!
That's right! Yes, we can!
Yes, we can!
That's right. Thank you. Yeah. I'm live. Yep, you just hold the button. Oh, hold, you know what? Hold on. Hold this for a second. You hold this. I'll hold this. And just talk. Just say words. You don't have to squeeze the button. Go. Go ahead.
We need Governor Cuomo to fund our schools. How do we can still get all the better stuff? It says better. Remember really nice Spanish people? Governor Cuomo, he was cut.
Oh.
You want to tell Cuomo? Be loud. As loud as you want.
Governor Cuomo, why won't you fund our schools?
Hi, my name is Emily.
Step up a little bit.
Hi, my name is Emily, and my friend Sierra, my best friend Sierra, my best friend Emeline. Thank you for saying my name. And yeah, I do want to help the homeless. And how? How am I going to do that without an education?
Yo,
If
boy.
I can't get an education,
Can you get
how am
right
I going to
here?
earn money? How am I going to get a job? I
Just stand
can't.
on this line with me.
When I found out that 7th through 12th grade couldn't go to school,
This side of the line.
I cried a lot. Because you know why? Because I've never wanted to go to school this much. When I was in 6th grade, I had a great experience. And I was really, really, really sad when I found out I couldn't get that experience again.
It's okay.
When I told my friends that my school is cut, when I told Sierra that my school is cut, that I couldn't go to school, the teachers couldn't have their jobs, she immediately wanted to help me and protest with me. We need more people like Sierra. We need people
Yeah.
like Sierra. All the runners who come out here and protest.
I know there's someone who has to say something. I know there's someone among you.
So my name is Jennifer, I'm 13, and I go to Tamarack. And I'm not going to be like, oh, Tamarack isn't well funded, because it is. I'm extremely fortunate. But there's kids who go to Albany, who go to Troy, they're not well funded. In Cuomo, my school personally, we get Chromebooks administrated from the school, but Cuomo wouldn't allow that for other schools. We're extremely fortunate where I am for school. And the fact that some schools, they're able to learn peacefully, they're able to, I don't know how to describe it. It's like they're just able to feel peaceful in school. They're able to feel safe. They're able to feel heard. But certain schools are deemed not worthy for that. And the fact that one man gets to decide how all schools in the state are run is unjust. It's unlawful. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anyone who hasn't spoken that wants to share any words? Any at all?
Hey!
Because there are lots of things to be said from lots of different voices, from lots of different perspectives and understandings and experiences, and we need to hear all of them. I also love this big fella.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tom, and I am an educator. I've been an educator.
You got something to say?
Yeah, I'll speak.
What is it like to be an educator?
Let's see, man.
And I know we got a lot of educators out here, so I know you're going to feel
I live right there, so.
We get up.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
5, sometimes 4:30 in the morning. We get our lives together, we get our families together, and then we go in to take care of our second family. Our second family, right? I know what I'm talking about. We greet them as they get off the bus. We look at each and every beautiful young face because we want to know what's going on in their lives. What happened at home? You having a good day? You having a rough day? Are you sad? Are you angry? We need to know this as educators. Because if we don't know this, we can't help them learn. That's step one. We get our classrooms ready, we get our offices ready, and then we delve into a ridiculously high standard of curriculum that even most of us don't understand at some points. Okay? And we need to make our young people learn this so that they can have opportunities. At the same time, many of our babies and many of our children are coming off those buses.
Sam Fines.
They're broken
Totally make
because there's violence in their streets. There's violence in their homes. They may not have enough to eat. So what do? We wipe away the tears. We tell them it's going to be okay. We let them cry on our shoulders. We give them space. We listen to our young people. We as educators do everything in our power to make sure that these young bodies, these young minds, these young souls are going to be able to grow up and be productive members of society and hopefully help change the lives of others down the road. At the same time, we are paying our student loans back. I don't know about y'all, but I got over 100,000, right? We are working hard. We are underpaid. And that's okay for now because we love what we do. We love what we do each and every day because there is no greater calling than helping a young person succeed.
Yeah, say that.
Show them.
Say that.
We water them, we pray, and we hope that they grow. And every night when we go home, we think about our children. And I say our children because they're all our children. Yeah. Education is one of the most important things in this world. Nobody can take your education. Yeah. But it goes beyond that. It comes down to knowing that you are helping a young person. It
having been a young person, having gone to school, I will remember every teacher's name that I had who made a difference in my life. And I hope and pray when my students are older that I will have been able to have had even just a tiny impact on them. Because that's what it's about. And I'm not just talking about teachers. I'm not just talking about counselors. I'm talking about every individual who works in education. That's our custodians and janitorial staff. That is our lunchroom staff, our food service staff, our school nurses, our administrators. Every single person who makes sacrifices on a daily basis, and if you don't think they do, you have no idea what education is about, because we all make sacrifices because we want to better our children. Because we understand that they really are the future. Whitney was right. And yes, many times it's a thankless job, and that's okay because we are making a difference. So what breaks my heart is not to stand out here and scream and shout for funding that our children need and deserve.
That's right.
Not be about children and be about cutting our funds. Say that again, you cannot be about children and be about cutting our funds. It doesn't add up. Our schools were underfunded from the jump. Underfunded from the jump. You have counselors with caseloads of 200 to 300 students. 200 to 300 students. And all of those young people have so much going on. Look at the state of our world. We're coming back to school on the backs of COVID, on the backs of violence, on the backs of social injustice. And this is what our teachers need to do. This is what our educators need to do, is support. And you are making that impossible!
Yeah!
We all need to pay attention. I'm so happy to see so many faces out here, our young people out here. It's so important to see them standing up for what we need in our community. Stop taking our money, put your money where your mouth is, and save our schools, save the positions, save the funding, and make sure you always remember our students matter.
Yes!
Hello. My name is Sam Fine. I'm an Albany County legislator. I live right there on Elm Street. And we got to tell Cuomo, Governor Cuomo, don't cut funding to our schools. You know, I think that the people who have spoken today, the students, the educators, they really said it best because they're the ones who are really impacted by these cuts. But, you know, right now we're in the richest state in the country, New York. We're the richest country in the world. It's unconscionable that we keep cutting funding to our schools. We know that our schools are already underfunded. There's already inequity. And what does the state decide to do? They decide to hand out cuts disproportionately to the highest need districts. Districts with the highest proportion of low-income students, with black and brown students, and communities that have already been underserved and underfunded for far too long.
That's right.
So we need to stand up. We need to stand up. We need to stand up to the governor. We need to tell the legislators and the Capitol over there that we will not stand for cutting funding. You know, and I want to point out what did the state faced with a budget difficulty with the pandemic. What did? They didn't cut police. They didn't cut police funding. They didn't reverse the stock transfer tax and give to the wealthiest people in this state.
Yep.
Instead, they cut the schools. This is why the people really need to rise up, because the special interests in the Capitol, the governor's here, they have the largest voice. Well, they don't have the largest voice. They have the money and they have the largest influence, but we collectively have the largest voice. So if we stand together, we can make a difference. And it is making a difference. Just like someone spoke earlier, she mentioned that it's wrong that the governor can unilaterally make the decision to cut funding to our schools. And I just want to point out, it's not supposed to be this way. The legislature, at the beginning of the pandemic, gave up their duty to have oversight over these budget cuts and gave it exclusively to the governor. So we're supposed to have a legislature that's combing through, looking over every time significant cuts are made, and saying no, saying the people I represent won't stand for this. We won't, and we're not going to agree with this. But we don't have that right now, and that's really disappointing. That decision was made. So just want to say thank you to everyone for coming out here today. This is really what's important: people standing up and speaking out. This is what makes a difference.
Hello, everybody. My name is Danielle. I come from the toughest neighborhood zone. I know a lot of kids that were lost to the system and lost their lives. I see a lot of teachers out here. I just want to say, please, please, if you get a chance and you see a child in distress, don't count them out. Don't take their actions as if it's nothing that can't be fixed. They need love, and sometimes you don't know the homes they come from or the situations they come from. So I ask you to please, please don't give up on our children. If you see them in distress, open your ears, open your hearts. Talk to the teachers who may not want to even pay attention to their distress. And find a way to try and reach them without counting them out. And that's what I want to say. Thank you for listening. So we're going to wrap it up today. We're going to wrap it up knowing that each of you are holding stories that you didn't share today. That there are voices that weren't heard today. Which is why we will continue to advocate for all of you. It's not easy to stand up here and speak. But young people got up here and said the damn thing.
Yay!
Those two little ones, I am done. I am so done. She said Cuomo, and if he ain't gonna listen to her, well, we already know we got problems. But who wouldn't listen to that little girl right there that was calling for funding for school? Because young people know some stuff. We ain't all got it. We learn from each other. We work with each other. We stay united with each other. And we don't just want the damn cookie.
Job, Albany organizer.
I said what I said.
Yes.
Cuomo, give me the cookie and the milk.
I don't know what it means either.
It's the
Think she
book.
got something? Think we got?
It's the book. It's the analogy.
You got something else to say? Yes. Give it.
It's the only person I know. I don't know another person.
He's not done yet.
So, it's me again. My mom is actually an educator for BOCES, and so we're wondering, she's going to school, she's working hard, she's paying her own money for these kids, and BOCES, there's no way for them to work at home. How are they going to work at home? How is Cuomo going to fund them? They can't work at home because they don't have the stuff they need because of Cuomo over here. My mom, she's what he said with teachers. I feel like I can talk to my teachers about everything, but I can't right now. Students are the future. How are you going to treat the future of America? You're not going to do anything.
How old is this baby?
I feel like Ruth Bader Ginsburg ain't got shit on her.
Every morning she comes home and she takes care of everything that's going on. She pays the bills. She takes care of 2 children. She takes care of her husband.
She said.
My father's all set up. He's a fireman and he works and he works and he works and he works just for all of us. What's going on right now? He works to give us money. He works so hard for all of us. Some kids can't do that. Some people can't do that. Some people don't have the money to do that. Some people can't get good jobs. How are you, Cuomo? How are you going to treat the people who need jobs, the kids? How are you going to treat them by not giving them money? Some kids can't afford. Some parents can't afford to go to work. Some people can't go to work because they don't have the money for it. How are you, Cuomo? How are you going to give the kids the money that they need? What are you going to do about the money? You have all this money, and what do you do with it? You give it to the people who have money. Money in their pockets to people without anything in their pockets right now. How are you, Cuomo? How are you going to help the people in need right now? How? By standing there and doing nothing or funding your schools? So far, you do nothing. This is how it turns out.
So the superheroes that are here today all are under 5 feet tall. I'm sorry, some of them are 5 feet tall. But understand, she said what she said. It is really expensive to be poor. It is really expensive to be poor. So I need this family to come to everything. All the time. Because Schenectady showed up and showed out and said, what? There are actually some students who are organizing a virtual walkout on October 9th at 9 a.m. at West Capitol Park at the Capitol. So mark your calendars right now. If you know high school students or if you're a parent like me, you will just take your kid out of school for a protest. Because justice knows no borders. October 9th at 9 a.m., the students are going to show up and run the show. The children are going to lead it. The children will be heard. October 9th at 9 a.m. at West Capitol Park, right here in Albany. And again, we're going to have Albany, Schenectady, Troy, Niska, Eunice showing up in big ways. Talking that talk. donate your time,
And Rose.
be a part of this justice movement, name on the board. You want to know what's coming up, what's going on? Name on the board. What did I miss?
Sean Young.
Hey.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got you.
Can we go to the park later?
So we
Hold
are
on.
wrapping this up right now, but I want to give a special shout out to everyone that ran the 5K, walked the 5K.
Yes!
That was amazing, right? I want to give a super, super special shout out to Ariel, who ran with me the entire 5K while toting
a baby.
That's
right.
whole way. She's amazing.
That's right.
So listen, thank you all. We may do this again. Please follow our page. We'll be out here. If Cuomo does not do the right thing in 3 days, we'll definitely be out here again. So thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Peace.